Today I went to the farmer's market and I have mangoes and I got a stalk of sugar cane that I'm going to try to get cane syrup from. I've got Welsh cheddar cheese from the UK and Gruyere from Switzerland that I'm going to use for my mac and cheese, and I've got cotija, which we haven't been able to find anywhere, and I'm going to use it for our corn salad. And I've got this pasta, which has semolina in it, and that's what they use for all the pasta in Italy. And I've got a squash, spaghetti squash, that I'm going to put in the oven and try and make it for the first time. To make my spaghetti squash, I'm going to take out all the stringy innards, and I've preheated my oven to 375, and I'm going to put it face down on the baking sheet for 40 minutes. Now I'm going to figure out how to clean this out. So I have a soup spoon, and I'm trying to take out all the seeds and stringy things that are inside. And when I bake it, all this white-ish yellow stuff is going to turn into the spaghetti. So how I cut this monstrous thing open is I went through and put like dotted lines all the way around it, and when it was all dotted, I cut through the middle. It's very tough squash to cut open. So I'm almost done with this half of squash, cleaning all the seeds and stringy things out. And when I get done, I put them face down on my pan, and I'm going to put them in the oven, and it's at 375 for 40 minutes. So while my spaghetti squash is cooking, I'm going to make tonight's kale salad. I have cut the bottom stem off, which my kitty has, and I'm going to try and flatten up the leaves and cut all of this off the stem, which is very hard if your kale is very leafy. Okay, that's one piece of kale. There you go, Fuzz Fuzz. Kale salad requires a French cut called the chiffonade, which in French I'm pretty sure means ribbon. So I'm just going to roll my kale and cut little ribbons, and it will look like little ribbons when I am done. So I finished my chiffonades of all my kale, and when it's ready, I'm going to put lemon juice, salt, pepper, olive oil, panko breadcrumbs, and Parmesan cheese. So it's been 40 minutes, and my lovely squash has been taken out of the oven, and it smells amazing. Too bad you aren't here. So now I'm going to try to use these humongous things, which probably isn't going to work very well, to cut evenly around to get the longest possible strands of pasta I can. I had to take one of my gloves off to actually maneuver my fork. Ooh, and it is hot. Okay, so I'm trying to cut, or poke, jab, whatever, all the way around to get big, long strands of pasta. And that's what I always tell my mom. You can't ever break your pasta when you put it into the water, because it's not long and beautiful. So I've gotten most of it loosened, so I'm going to put it in this bowl. And it looks long and beautiful, and I think that it might just look like pasta. This is my spaghetti squash, and I'm going to toss it with some olive oil, and I tasted it, and it does taste bland, so I suggest putting it with pesto or marinara, maybe Alfredo. It does hold up to like thick creamy sauces. And if you would prefer not to toss it with, and like, oopsies, anything, then put a little more olive oil. My pesto is kind of liquid, so it'll help separate also. So whenever I make pesto, I make a whole bunch and then I put it in ice cube trays in portions, and then I freeze it. And it keeps in these little bags forever, really. So now I'm going to toss my already defrosted pesto in with my pasta. And for this much pasta, I have 2 little ice cube thingies. So I've tossed it with salt and olive oil and the rest of my pesto, and now I'm getting ready to taste it. It's so nothing. It tastes really good. It tastes like squash and pesto. I mean, the salt really brings it together.